same in the Q&A section. Over to you, Rahul.
Lina, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Rahul, please.
Okay, thank you. So let's spend a few minutes bringing you up to date on Siemens Digital Industries strategy and the key role that Solid Edge plays in all of this. We know today complexity is disrupting practically every industrial design and manufacturing organization. This includes complexity of products, for instance, electronics and software, and processes, for instance, design, manufacturing, and product deployment or launch process. Complexity leads to increase in lead times, cost of inventory, cost of quality, rework, and ultimately innovation. How can we help our customers leverage this complexity as a competitive advantage? Dealing with complexity and leveraging it as a competitive advantage in industry today requires complete business transformation. With the comprehensive digital twin at the center, managing the parallel life cycles of both the product and production. This digital twin is supported by cross-domain engineering between, for example, mechanical, electrical, and software domains and across design and manufacturing. Note that digital transformation journey is unique for every company, regardless of the size or industry it caters to. Every company has their own unique challenges, and our enabler and catalyst for successful transformation is called Accelerator. Solid Edge is a key part of Siemens Accelerator portfolio, and it is focused on all the requirements of small and medium-sized manufacturers. Solid Edge enables manufacturers to create a comprehensive digital twin of their products and includes solutions for mechanical design, electrical design, simulation, manufacturing, and publications. It also includes solutions for data management for all the technical data that is created. It facilitates collaboration both within manufacturing companies and with external resources, including suppliers and customers. Solid Edge is the on-ramp to digital transformation. The Siemens strategy is to continue to expand our portfolio, and we have been doing that from the past 14 years. We have invested more than 10 billion euros acquiring and building the technology that you as our customers require to tackle the complex challenges they face every day. In doing so, Siemens has become one of the top 10 software companies in the world. Take you further with enhancements, I would like to give the stage to Paras. Over to you, Paras.
All right, Rahul, thank you very much for setting the stage and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you who has joined us today in our webinar. Allow me to share my screen and all right, Rahul, can someone confirm if my screen is visible in slideshow mode and am I clear as well?
Yes, Paras.
We are able to hear you, yes.
All right, perfect. So thanks again for joining us today on this wonderful afternoon. Very good afternoon to each one of you. Now, I couldn't be more excited than I could in talking about the things that I have to share with each one of you today, which is regarding new things that we have added, that Siemens has added with Solid Edge 2022, that has been engineered to grow your business. Now, I'll be sharing some of the most exciting enhancements that I'm very sure most of you would love, especially in the mechanical design part, which basically is the main domain where you work with Solid Edge. But over the past few years, Solid Edge has expanded to a wide portfolio, which includes not only mechanical design, but electrical, simulation, manufacturing, and all the stuff that we know with Solid Edge today. So the whole team who's present here today will be sharing all the details with each one of you as to what's released with Solid Edge 2022. But I would just like to summarize everything what's available with Solid Edge 2022. Siemens has been continuing to push the boundaries of product development with each and every release, and this year is no different. With some of the most exciting capabilities, such as the ability to bring models directly from other CAD systems, which is CAD Direct, new feature, which will allow you to configure your designs very quickly, called Design Configurator, importing your point cloud data, having a cloud-based shared platform, working on BREP and convergent and mesh-based model, which is convergent modeling, simultaneously, concurrently within the same environment, and hundreds of more enhancements. Together, Siemens has implemented more than 500 enhancements in Solid Edge 2022, which is why Solid Edge 2022 is one of the best releases of Solid Edge over the past few years. And let's take a look at some of the ones, especially in the mechanical design part, which I'll cover, and then I'll leave it over to the team here who will present and take you all through some of the other enhancements. Now, before I go ahead, as you may all have been seeing over the past few years, we have had a single data set where we used to present each and everything through a single customer data and the assembly. Now this year, because there is so much wide capabilities that we have introduced within Solid Edge that we have available, it has become very difficult to cover it within a single data from our customer. So this year we are using two distinct data sets that are coming from two different companies, both being customers of Siemens and using Solid Edge. One is Fiamma, which is located in Portugal, and they are designing and manufacturing espresso coffee machines, which are sold worldwide. And the second one is Wegener, which is located in Switzerland, the one you see on the right. They design and manufacture customized automation solutions for pharmaceutical, chemical, and food industries. So these are the two data sets that we are going to use to look at all the enhancements that we have within Solid Edge 2022. We have a couple of polls over the webinar, and there's this poll. I would like Ms. Lena to talk about this, and maybe allow everyone to share their insights on each of the poll that we have. Over to you, Lena.
Thank you, Paris. So here we have our first poll. So we would like to know that which design platform are you currently using? Please enter your answers with the numbers provided here. Number 1, Siemens. Number 2, Dassault Systems. Number 3, PTC. Number 4, Autodesk. Or number 5, others, if you can mention the names. Please mention your answers.
You can reply in the chat through the number. I'll just hold it for a few seconds before we move on.
So we are having Siemens.
That's great.
That's really great. Oh, we are having more users from Siemens.
That's great.
That's really nice. Paris, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, Lena. Let's go ahead and look at some of the enhancements now, and I'm sure for the participants here who are already using Solid Edge, you couldn't be more excited because you would have so much things to look forward to in this year. And let's start with the mechanical design part. Let's take a look at some of the enhancements that we have in mechanical design. Now, I said that we are having a new capability called CAD Direct, where you can seamlessly integrate your CAD geometry from other CAD systems directly into Solid Edge. We will also take a look at convergent hybrid modeling, where you have the ability to work with BREP and mesh geometries in the same model without any conversions. Let's take a look at them. So here we have an assembly from Fiamma, and we are using this assembly to take a look at how some of the complex shapes can now be created even more faster with the additions of great new enhancements in Solid Edge. As you can see in this espresso machine, we have these legs which we want to modify and create new geometries here. The new bridge command within subdivision modeling environment allows you to connect edges or faces of subdivision cages and creates a lofted structure between the two, easily having a lofted shape created between them. The curve can also be used to control the overall shape here. To further refine the shape of the part and have it match the outward curve of the machine, we'll use the new align to curve command. We simply select the cage vertices here and define the direction and then pick the curve, and it automatically does the rest of the stuff. During this process, it's possible to even manually define a spline curve or even use gestures by clicking and dragging to fluidly adjust the form as required. Split with offset is another option that greatly speeds up the process of adding detail to a face by offsetting it inwards. This allows us to push the resulting faces to create some cutouts for the rubber feet on the machine that we have. Now we will replace this handle with a new design that has been 3D scanned. This results in a mesh model that we will import. So in this model, we can visualize the mesh, view facet edges as well through the new facet edge command. In this case, we will clean this mesh a little because it doesn't look too good. After doing the cleaning up, we will automatically identify the regions on the model and we can start sketching directly on these planar faces that have been recognized. As we add these sketches, and then we will create some cutouts and ultimately which are going to reduce the weight and improve the appearance of the part. Notice how this resultant geometry is not going to be faceted anymore. Solid Edge now seamlessly combines mesh and BREP geometry in the same body or part. Here some rounds have also been added, so we'll also add additional cutouts as well to reduce the material in this area, and once the cutout is complete, it can be patterned. Again, notice the whole resulting geometry that we created isn't faceted. We are all doing this on a mesh model without the need to fully reverse engineer it. Going back in the assembly, we can swap out the old handle for our new design and see how it looks. We are missing a few mounting holes to finish the part. This can be easily solved by using the geometry of existing components to subtract the material directly from the mesh model. These new capabilities further enhance the abilities to use mesh models in the design process. And you can see how these cutouts got created. And finally, this is how our handle looks in assembly. Now, using the new component finder in the Solid Edge Pathfinder, we will search the desired filter holder handle, which is designed as a family of assemblies. One version of the design is used for brewing a double espresso shot, and the second version is designed for a single shot. Opening the drawing of the assembly here, we will use the new family of assemblies part list to place a table that details the parts used in each member. It automatically generates this table with all the details inside each part. Now moving on dimensioning to virtual intersection of arcs or rounded edges. This has also been improved, and we can now choose to display projection lines at the intersection points. Then we have watermarks in our drawings, which help convey important information. And we will change this existing one so that it retrieves the document status from the drawings property. But we can easily adjust this as well if required. Now coming into new CAD Direct command, it enables the use of foreign parts and assemblies in Solid Edge without requiring any translation. The water boilers being added here were designed in NX. Once inserted into Solid Edge, they can be positioned just like any other assembly. Since we need two of these, we will simply copy it into place and automatically constrain it. Unfortunately, the boilers don't quite fit our design. They need to sit lower down so that the tubes fit right in. So going back into NX to fix the issue, we can make a change to the mounting bracket to make it longer and then save the assembly. Since Solid Edge continually references the NX assembly, a simple update brings in the change for us. And notice how the assembly gets updated. We have also done many enhancements to electrical routing. Solid Edge now supports the display of bicolored wires, allowing us to change the display of this grounding wire to a yellow or green stripe. Various pattern types are also supported, including single strip, helical, zebra, or dash, as you can see here. Lastly, we will also understand about KeyShot and the enhancements we have done in best-in-class rendering solution that we have available. It also sees some enhancements, particularly with decals that we saw last year. Decals defined in Solid Edge may be automatically transferred now, saving time and effort, which can be seen on the logos and these cups and digital screens as well. So these decals get propagated automatically into the KeyShot models, thus saving us time and energy while we are creating these renderings. That's exciting, right? Now, just to summarize for everyone what we saw in the demo we just gone through. CAD Direct is a new built-in 3D design capability that improves the productivity when working with geometry from other popular CAD systems and provides a seamless integration. You just directly insert the files into Solid Edge and you have the data. No need to do anything else, no translation, and it comes in immediately. And plus, the files also maintain associativity. So when we are bringing in data, say from NX, the data is directly linked. So if there is any change, we can easily refresh the associativity so that the change gets propagated from the other application directly into Solid Edge. That's very helpful. It also prevents data duplication. We don't need to create duplicate files, and we can directly insert the geometry to be used for downstream processes as well, if required. Next, we also saw how new hybrid modeling capabilities allow us to leverage BREP and mesh geometries in the same model without the need for conversion. This is truly unique thanks to Siemens synchronous technology capabilities, removing the need to actually convert mesh or BREP geometry in order for them to work together really reduces the model development time. Other things that you saw, enhancements to subdivision modeling, drafting, family of assembly tables, and decals being transferred to KeyShot. all some of the greatest enhancements that we have had. But this is not really everything that we have had in mechanical design. This is just, I would say, 50% of what we have, and there is so much more that we didn't cover. But let's talk about the other set on the second data set that we have, which is point cloud, where you can visualize designs in the context of real world environment. Then we'll also take a look at some of the large assembly modeling features. We really don't want you to slow down because you have large assemblies. Siemens has been actually improving this large assembly feature so much in Solid Edge. It's been already faster, but now it's even more fast than it's been before in the previous releases. We'll also take a look at our new synchronous radiate capabilities that just tries to reinvent the wheel effortlessly. We'll take a look at that as well. Let's move on to the demo. So first up, we have a preview mode for large assemblies. Assembly Preview Open allows users to reduce the amount of data loaded, allowing assemblies of any size to be opened in just seconds for the quick review of a design. Here you can see users can manipulate the view, change view styles, hide and show parts, or even change display configurations if required. And this is a very large assembly for everyone's information. Here we will reduce the scope of what needs to load by showing just the main unit of this dosing machine before loading the assembly into edit mode. So we simply go into Home ribbon and choose Edit Assembly to start loading the assembly into the full-fledged assembly environment. Another new time saver is the ability to rapidly add strengthening gussets, typically used in structural frames. So a gusset may be simply placed by selecting the adjacent faces of appropriate parts. They can also be applied to cylindrical faces if you want, and users have full control over the placement position, including angle. And gussets are included in the bill of material for the assembly as well, and that's one of the great parts of it as well. And we can make all the modifications to the gussets if required. Let's move on to another set of enhancement, which is for internal components. We introduced it last time, and Solid Edge now provides the ability to create new internal components using new assembly modeling capabilities. Here we have a pneumatic cylinder assembly, which has been imported as an internal component structure. An additional bracket is required here, but as it's a part of purchase assembly, we'll model it as an internal component. Defining it as a sheet metal part, we can give it a name and material. Looking at the Home ribbon, we can see that we have a full range of sketching and modeling tools at our disposal in the assembly modeling environment. As we sketch the profile for the sheet metal bracket, a new context toolbar provides the most logical functions based on the type of object selected. This makes quick work of applying relationships and saves us so much time on dimensioning on the geometry. Dragging the sketch creates a contour flange, as we know in Solid Edge, where the length and thickness can then be defined, followed by some corner breaks if required in this contour flange. Some additional holes can also be created. This can be easily generated by referencing the geometry from surrounding physical and internal components. The Pathfinder provides access to the material to be amended, along with the gauge properties for the part if necessary. The list of features that have been modeled can also be seen here on the left-hand side. Once the internal component is complete, the relationship assistant makes quick work of creating the correct assembly constraints as well. So we can use that in the internal components as well if required. And finally, once done, the operation of the dosing system can then be simulated, even though the cylinder consists of entirely internal components. That's very cool. Now, the new component finder, as you saw earlier, speeds the process of locating parts. Simply enter the first letters of the name and select, and it displays the name and valid matches. Now let's take a look at synchronous radiate capabilities, which dramatically speeds the ability to edit cylindrical geometry. Simply select the faces that need changing by using shortcuts to speed the process. As the geometry is changed, design intent rules can be used to control the result. The depth of the pocket shown here needs to remain fixed, so the move face option provides the flexibility to control this by remaining the original geometry. A new assign capture fit command allows relationships to be predefined in common parts, enabling them to be automatically assembled. Here we can see the relationship group for this handle component. Adding an additional planar line will complete this group definition. Placing the handle into our assembly then, and finally selecting both target components automatically assembles them. Placing another handle, identify targets option visualizes the matching components. Confirming the action assembles them at all 5 locations that we pre-selected. For this case, there are fasteners also for which we have many locations, many of which are not required. The toggle component option allows a quick fence select to rapidly place the remaining 16 instances as well, and we can place it only where required. Let's take a look at cloud scans now. Solid Edge now introduces the ability to reference point cloud scans in order to visualize a design in its intended environment. The command supports all common formats as you saw, and full control over point density and size available. The point cloud can also be repositioned in relation to the Solid Edge model, and clipping planes can be used to focus on the required area of the design. Displaying the tank and piping that feed the dosing unit, we can see that its position isn't ideal and needs relocating. A quick positional edit will fix this and correct the position. Measurements can even be made between the model and scan geometry to ensure correct clearances and meeting the compliance. We can directly apply the measurements here and modify them as needed. And as you know, Solid Edge automatically handles the rest of the assembly with a breeze. And finally, we have the whole geometry designed in context of a cloud scan. That's really fantastic. So let's just go through what we saw in the demo. I know it's too much, but let's just try to understand a few of the things here which may be helpful. Here we have our new point cloud visualization for assemblies, which provides confidence you need to position new equipment in a setting, which is especially useful when retrofitting factories or plants. Point clouds are the simplest form of 3D models that you know, basically collections of individual points plotted in a 3D space. They are simply created by scanning an object or maybe structure, typically using a laser scanner. Our solution in Solid Edge provides the ability to visualize extremely large full color clouds and supports various file formats, including two Autodesk formats as well. This capability can provide confidence in the decision of where to position new design equipment and is available with our premium licenses in Solid Edge. So in case you're already using Solid Edge Premium, you can start it right off the bat with Solid Edge 2022 and import some large and exciting cloud scans for your design. Siemens has also been investing quite a bit in large assembly modeling performance, and it shows imminently in Solid Edge 2022. For third straight year, coming from Solid Edge 2020, we have achieved orders of magnitude performance improvement in Solid Edge, and we have seen it by our eyes. And it was pretty fast before as well, but our new capabilities make it even faster. The new assembly preview allows you to enter a preview mode in order to reduce the amount of data that is loaded. You can view, rotate, pan, or even change configurations prior to loading the full assembly. It switches on based on the size of the assembly and opens the assembly in breeze in just a few seconds. We also have a new multi-body assembly modeling mode that creates and edits components within a file. Internal components live within the assembly file just like we saw last year, though that was only limited to importing external data mainly from STEP. But this time we are also able to create new parts and there are no files which are written on the disk. Multiple internal components can be edited together, and this works on both synchronous and audit mode. In case you're a fan of audit, maybe you're using synchronous for quite some time, that doesn't really matter. And you can use it for both part and sheet metal environment. So no such limitation there in terms of what you can work on and what you cannot. And finally, a new component finder puts intuitive search of assembly components at your fingertips. With autocomplete suggestive filters, you can easily locate your part or assembly that you are trying to find in a very large structure in the Pathfinder, and thus it becomes very easy for you to navigate around your larger assemblies. And this is the one I think everyone will like in case you have some components which are cylindrical, and then you're also using synchronous technology. The new radiate command for mechanical design, which enables effortless editing of the radii of circles in part models. This industry unique synchronous technology capability allows satellite faces or radial faces to move radially as an operation is performed, while still maintaining the design intent. Pattern faces are automatically found and edited correctly. Pattern lock dimensions are also relaxed during radiate and lock back when the operation is finished. We really like to say we are reinventing the wheel. Siemens has reinvented the wheel, and then we have this with synchronous technology, and then now we have this radiate command, which even improves it down the further. It makes things so much effortless. And I'm very sure each one of you would really love using it when you get your hands on Solid Edge 2022. So that's about the mechanical design part. there is so much other stuff that we really want to talk about, but because of the time that we have in hand, we would really like to stop here in terms of the enhancements that we have in mechanical design, and we'll catch up with you and we'll be sharing more details, directly for those of you who are using Solid Edge, and then we'll be communicating other details. You can really check the logs and other enhancements that have been there in Solid Edge. And then that's how you can understand more about the mechanical design part. Let's move on to some other new environments that we have with Solid Edge 2022. For that, I'll hand it over to Rahul.
Hey, thanks, Paras. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a second. I hope you can see the screen and I'm audible.
Yes, you are clear. Your screen is also visible.
Okay, let's move on ahead with the other new announcements. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I'm very excited to announce that we have introduced a new design configurator. It's completely embedded within Solid Edge. This new add-on product enables the quick customization of products based on the design parameters and the rules chosen. It's a design automation application that adds rules-based automation to the user's familiar Solid Edge environment. This tool will definitely boost the productivity and the design speed. Let's see how it works. So on screen, you have a small conveyor assembly, and we are going to configure this assembly. Let me start off. So this configurator tool is basically embedded within Solid Edge. And the way it works is basically we are going to capture the length, width, and the pitch, and we are going to make changes to that. The first step is to capture the model, which are going to change in dimensions. So we have captured the length and the width. We can give full descriptions along with capturing of images also. The lengths can be either written or copy pasted from a file. You can see that pictures can also be attached. In the drop down option that you have under field rules, you have text boxes, radio boxes, numeric text boxes, drop downs. All of these options are available. With the pitch being captured, we have two parameters for the pitch. One is 60 and 90. And we are writing simple rules like if, then, or rules, which will take care of the visibility. If one is chosen, the other is going to be not visible, which will depend on the length and the width. So, and these type of simple solutions equations can be written. You also saw that we have complete support for writing these equations, and you can validate them on the fly. The next thing we are going to do is we can also map a truth table wherein if and then statements can be evaluated, and whichever coming true, those rules will then get validated and then will be forward linked into the assembly. So the video gets sped up a little bit over here. That's because we are writing the same rules for different set of parameters. We can also write rules for the file names, where you want to save the file, so on and so forth. Do you want to save the file as another extension, for example, as a step file? And then finally, the form that we have created, we are simply going to fill up that form and we are going to process this. So as you see, within a couple of seconds, our conveyor is ready. And if you are wondering where all the parts and assemblies are going to be saved, by default, they are going to be saved wherever the master assembly is. All the drawings, parts, and sub-assemblies are going to be saved there. This form can be filled again and again, and this process can be completed within a few seconds. So as you see, this can work with a lot of other assemblies. This is just a sneak peek into what the configurator is capable of. So to recap all of that, the new design configurator basically creates new designs at the click of a button, accelerating configure to order and engineer to order processes. It automates key components of the sales engineering process, providing outputs such as costed bill of materials. We can create compelling 3D visualizations and also sales drawings. It allows you to rapidly design products to specific customer specifications, while at the same time eliminating expensive errors inherent while doing the manual design customization. I hope you have liked this. You can give your feedbacks or write any questions in the chat or the questions. Next up, I'm going to talk about electrical design highlights. Within electrical design, let's go and see the enhancements within electrical routing. The first enhancement is display bicolor wires. Currently, wires are represented with a single solid color, and there was no provision to apply texture over them. What's new in 2022 is that we are providing a feature which gives the user an ability to define bicolor texture, such as single stripe, helical, zebra, and dash patterns over wires for representation. This will be very useful in differentiating the wires. There are some other enhancements I wanted to talk about within electrical design. First of all, we support route along surface, which was traditionally available. We have given more options. Now within route along surface, you can filter for edges and cylindrical faces. We can now assign terminals from the assembly electrical routing environment directly. We can also access browse to predefined it from the harness wizard directly. This enhancement gets me excited. Mapping of electrical component IDs in Solid Edge. So let's talk about an example where an electrical design engineer is working in tandem with a mechanical design engineer. The electrical design engineer assigns the component names, and then the mechanical engineer gets the same names mapped, which he can see within Solid Edge. Hence, any changes that are required to be made, both will be on the same platform. That's great, isn't it? Now we also support exporting harness BOM from Solid Edge. Import, export of wiring X2ML in Solid Edge electrical routing is also new in Solid Edge 2022. Now we also support the favorites list to get populated for electrical file import in managed and unmanaged mode. These were some of the enhancements with respect to electrical design. Next up, I wanted to talk about our new enhancement or the new feature, which is going by the name of Accelerator Share. This is going to be very exciting. With Accelerator Share, you can collaborate with your colleagues, partners, and customers. It's a next generation cloud-based solution specifically designed to help our customers collaborate with colleagues, partners, and customers in a very secure environment. Let's see how this works. So the user in this video is using a stylus. Basically, for CAD files, there is an integrated 3D view environment where you can hide and show the parts. You can also explore the assemblies, take section views, measure, and also markup. This is great for manufacturing and design reviews, isn't it? Here we are identifying the need for some changes with a markup and some accompanying text annotations. Accelerator Share offers maximum traceability as all markups are recorded, enabling conversation back and forth between design engineers or managers. It records who has made the markup and when it was made. We can also easily go back to the markup at any time. With Share, you can also connect your CAD, synchronizing your data from the desktop to the cloud. That's great. Here we have the same coffee machine project, which is going to be opened on the desktop, represented simply as a folder. Any data that we save in the folder will get synchronized in the background. So data synchronization is also one of these features. In Solid Edge, we can securely sign into Accelerator Share and see those same cloud-based projects. The espresso machine can be opened and we can get right to work on the part in question. The designer will open this in Solid Edge. He can access all the changes that are being made. He can make changes which are suggested by either the designer or the manager, like providing a cutout in that section. Once complete, another markup continues that two-way conversation and collaboration with other stakeholders so that the issues are tracked appropriately. Another great capability is sharing the projects with anyone. When I say anyone, it could be the customer or the vendors, anybody. Simply enter the email address of the person with whom you would like to share and choose their access permission levels. So you can either give them only view access or view and download access. Or third option is edit and download. So you can even have them to edit that, depending on how we want to protect our intellectual property. We share this design with one of our colleagues and our customer and give them the appropriate access. Finally, which shares augmented reality functionality. We can see exactly how our design will look in the real world. It will snap the design onto any surface that are seen through the camera lens at the correct scale. You can even adjust the scale. The finger gestures can be used to manipulate the model and easily visualize what the design looks like in real world environment. Isn't that great? So XShare, there are some key takeaways that I would like to talk about. You get 3D and 2D CAD viewing and markup capabilities, augmented reality and virtual prototyping, and secure project-based sharing and more. You can work from anywhere on any device with browser-based access. And finally, it's very important that this does not require any additional IT infrastructure. All of these enhancements look simply great. Next up, I would like to give it to Sujay to go ahead with the next set of announcements.
Sujay, you are on mute.
Sujay, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So great
See the
stuff.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's visible.
Yeah. Go ahead now.
Okay, great. First of all, thank you, Rahul sir. It was a great presentation regarding the future stuff that you have showcased, keeping in mind the accelerator share and augmented reality. Some great things are there under the simulation portfolio, and let me just start with that. So this is the Bergner assembly that we were talking about earlier. There are few enhancement in the improving the or addition of hydrostatic pressure into the simulation environment. So if we see there's a tank involved here in front of your screen, we'll simply start with the tank, get it inside the simulation environment, and just with a click of a button, we are there. Select the tank environment and select the hydrostatic pressure inside it. Select the inner surfaces to apply the pressure that the fluid might apply on there. We can define the height or the fluid level inside the tank. At the same time, we can define the gravitational direction. And finally, we can also define the density of the fluid, considering what type of fluid we are dealing with here. Finally, we'll fix the bottom and simulate, quickly mesh this. So we have this body mesh which caters for the much more robust meshing environment or meshing support that the solver has to provide. Within few seconds, we get our results and we can see the animation and effect of the inside fluid that the tank will embark on. Finally, we can also change the height or the level of the fluid that is present there with just a slight change there from 250 to 750. Simply solve it again, and within few seconds, we'll get the result. Okay. So with the help of hydrostatic pressure, we can very well solve the simulation for the fluids that are present inside any containers. So that is, I think, a great enhancement present here. Coming to the next one is the improvement into the frames environment for the simulation. We quickly open the frames environment here. Prepare the geometry. Start with the simulation and we'll select the frames. Now we have the enhancement in terms of the creation of rigid links or automated rigid links in the structure. So we just need to select the structure and define the length, and automatically, as you can see on the screen, the dark blue rigid links have been created. Very quickly, we can apply several fixed support to this and apply the load. Solve the geometry. Since this being a 1D simulation, it solves pretty quickly. One more enhancement is that the involvement of von Mises stresses for the simulation results, and we can very well see the results in the factor of safety plots in terms of the von Mises stresses as well. And last but not the least is the involve mesh capability to apply mesh on mesh. So when I say you can simply import the reverse engineered data into the environment, apply or call it for the simulation and apply the FEM mesh on directly on the reverse engineered data and solve for the simulation. With the help of or by applying the appropriate boundary conditions, we can check the validity of the product and simply, if required, make the particular design changes. So this was about the few or enhancements that are there under the simulation portfolio, but it's not the least. We saw that the new body mesh automation available with solid edge simulation increases mesh robustness, but at the same time, it gives a better control along the mesh. It does not require to need the further parameters of the meshing, but it provides much more confidence in the simulation results. Simulation display performance has been increased, providing results up to 10 times faster than before by optimizing simply the load times and result data. And a new hydrostatic pressure, as I have already shown, the load type can determine the maximum and minimum pressure that is exerted by a fluid at equilibrium due to the effect of gravity. So I guess this is some great stuff under the simulation portfolio, but this is not all. From this year onwards, we are introducing Solid Edge Flow Master. So basically, Flow Master is the new module that has been introduced under the Solid Edge portfolio. It deals with the simulation of or thermofluid simulation of the piping structures. Here in front of me is the piping assembly, as you can see. We can directly extract the piping data or the fluid domain from this just with the click of a button. As you can see on the screen, the blue is highlighting the fluid that the pipes will take from one place to another. We can simply define the opening to define the scale of the overall geometry. Convert it into the subsystem, and automatically it will extract the piping network throughout the system. We can very well visualize the individual piping elements. At the same time, we can delete or merge the different components that are present here. With this, we'll simply export it to the piping flow master environment. So FlowMaster window will open up and it will showcase the overall geometry here. We can obviously visualize the the whole geometry here perfectly. We can rotate it and zoom in and zoom out to visualize it in much more details. At the same time, we can also see the piping or line data that has been extracted and imported for the further analysis. We see that the overall piping structure had been imported into the environment. We can also select the subsystems out of this or different pipes inside the overall piping assembly and solve or get it for the simulation. We'll select a subsystem out of this. We'll get it ready for further simulation. Out of the subsystem, if required, we can also select the subsystem within a subsystem for further simulations. In this particular environment, we are going to define several pressure loads to indicate that there's a outlet as well as the inlet present, and we can define the pressures or the total pressure at the outlet and inlet. And within just few seconds, we'll get the results. So just imagine the time you are going to save when you are solving for the whole piping structure, and similarly getting the 1D data from into the flow master environment and solving it here. We can solve for the velocities, the discharge, the pressure surging that is going to happen. We can also solve for the static conditions. At the same time, we can also solve for the dynamic condition, indicating the time constants here, and defining what the change might look like if we consider the time as a factor there. So it's a great product for all those who are interested or who are into the piping industry. And so we saw that this new product provides a streamlined workflow to quickly compute and visualize flow velocity, temperature, and pressure drops in the piping system in a 1D environment. by automatically creating a simulation model from 3D geometries. Best of all, it doesn't require expertise in simulations. It's easy enough for novice user thanks to the built-in wizard, but at the same time, it provides a lot of advanced capabilities for the expert users, such as simulation of rapid and dynamic events and pressure surge. And the best of all on top of this, a cherry on top, is that you can simulate large models which would take almost hours or days to simulate in, but you can get the results of this within few seconds only. So as much as 90% of time reduction can be possible with the involvement of Flowmaster for your piping solutions. And now coming to the enhancements that are there inside the Flow EFD. So we have introduced the electromagnetic modules since this year under the Flow EFD portfolio. So this allows us to create or simulate for the electromagnetic changes, the AC current inside the assembly, see the effect of the ohmic and ion losses onto the overall assembly or the structure, and see what kind of thermal stresses or the thermal distribution might get affected due to the involvement of this capability or this electromagnetic conditions. And electromagnetic is defined together with the help of CFD analysis, as we all know. So first you have to solve for the electromagnetic study, get the result out of this. Then that can be solved for the CFD study to see the temperature distribution or the thermal impact of the electromagnetic conditions on the geometry. It also provides us to get the magnetic measure or solve for the magnetic measure. So we can define a tetrahedral meshes for the geometry. We can also find out the skin effect. So basically, for those of you who might not know what exactly skin effect is, it is the movement of electrons when there's a lot of current density flowing through any fluid. So the more the density, the flow of electrons might be more towards the outer sides. And that study can be very well found out with the help of this capability. And as a post-processing plot, we can plot for the electric current density, ohmic losses, as well as the magnetic flux density. But we can also visualize how the vectors for the flux density and electric currents are, which will give us a brief idea exactly how the magnetic induction is taking place in our geometry, and we can study the effect of that. And it's not that all, we can simply combine the Flow EFD studies of electromagnetic and CFD all together. We get the CFD results or the thermal results from this and simply combine it to the FEM solver to find out the thermal stresses and deformation that are occurring due to the two combination of two. So I think this provides a much more realistic approach towards finding out the solutions for the electromagnetic study. So with this, I conclude my session on simulation and hand over to Dina ma'am for further.
Thank you, Sujay. So we are on with our another poll. So do you want a free cam? Please mention your answers, whether in yes or no, 1 or 2 in the chat box, please. I know some of you will be thinking that why this question, but we would like to know your answers as well.
For me, I would really like to see 2. That is no. Who doesn't want a free cam?
No, everybody is asking for yes.
Yes, we are getting yes from our chat window. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Excellent.
Okay, Neo, let's have your presentation so that we can let the audience know why we are giving the free cam.
Thanks, Lina ma'am. Thanks, Ujay, for such a wonderful information about the simulations announcement that we have in our new version. So we have this poll like a free cam software. It's really interesting, isn't it? So yes, that can be possible with the new version of the Solid Edge. Yes, we are providing a Solid Edge Cam Pro 2.5 axis model absolutely free for those users who are under active maintenance. This will be available in our all modules like in a Foundation, Classic, and Premium. Really interesting. Further, we have so many other announcements that we have in a Solid Edge Cam Pro version, and that can be showed in a later part of this session. Yeah. So I'll be using, let's see those announcement in action. So I'll be using this Fiamma coffee making machine again. Since we have the tightly integrations between the Solid Edge CAD and CAM, so we always create a data which has the latest informations. Here I'm going to create a 2.5 axis toolpath of this particular support leg. So thanks to the Solid Edge CAD actually, because we have a powerful CAD capability, with the help of that, we can actually define the different geometry within the Solid Edge CAD. Here I'm defining a blank geometry here, but you can also create the entire assembly which can be used in a CAMPRO for the different analysis, such as a collision detection. Here I can use the existing geometry to create a blank geometry. Further, to create an entire fixture assembly, I can apply the different geometry modifications, and further to import the different component, I can directly use the 3D Find It online based catalog. Here I am just downloaded this top head screw here to build the entire fixture assembly. Solid Edge CAMPRO really works very well with the single part or even with the entire assembly. As you can see on your display, I have created this assembly which has a two different setup. The first setup for the pocket milling and the hole making, and the another one for the profile machining. Within just a single click, you can directly export your entire assembly from Solid Edge CAD to the Solid Edge CAMPRO. Thanks, we have the powerful toolpath here in a Solid Edge CAMPRO, such as the adaptive milling, a very powerful toolpath which we have in a newer version without any extra cost, which create a very productive toolpath which also maintain the high tool life here. Thanks to the different visualization tools that we have in a CAMPRO, with the help of that, we can easily identify the how the toolpath is created and how it is going to cut with reference to the blank geometry. There are so many productive enhancements that we have, such as context menu. With the help of that, we can easily define some parameters like operations, tools, geometry, and so on. This graphical help really help us to identify which geometries we have just selected, and based on the selection, we can exactly get idea about the visualization in a 3D dynamic process. Further, these operations can be modified at any point of time. In this particular example, since I have already created all the required programs, let's just see those in action. Here, this dynamic visualization gives you the exact idea about how the process is going on. Any CAM process is incomplete without the CNC data or the G code, the M code, right? So here the post hub actually come into the picture. We have thousands of readily available post processor which is available online, and you can define the different search criteria to get the exactly right one. You can use them and you can create a different G code and M code that can be used in a different for downstream processes. A really cool and exciting feature that we have in a Solid Edge CAMPRO. To summarize, as we have seen that this is just a short glimpse of that what are the announcements that we have in a Solid Edge CAMPRO, by stating that we are now providing this 2.5 axis milling module absolutely free for all those users who are under active maintenance. It will come up with the Foundation Classic and Freemium. So those users that have this current version of the Solid Edge or that will upgrade with the 2022, they will get the Solid Edge CAMPRO within their maintenance period. Since it's tightly integrated with your Solid Edge data, so if you make any kind of your design data, it will get reflected inside your CAM program. So you can easily update your tool path, and you always by ensuring that you always have a right design data as well as your CAM data. Really interesting which we have in a new version. Moving ahead, there are so many announcements that we have in a different portfolio product. And here I'm talking about the Solid Edge 2D nesting. Another powerful solution that we have in a manufacturing category or in a manufacturing portfolio solution. 2D nesting really help us to create a nesting process of our flat pattern part, which really saves our money, time, and material. With the new version of the 2022, we have been implemented, Siemens have been implemented so many announcements in the new version, and that makes the entire process so much efficient and powerful. Let's have a look with some example. So here I'm just importing one assembly which have some flat pattern in a sheet metal part. So Solid Edge 2D nesting automatically identify which part has a flat pattern. but it also give me information which doesn't have. Really cool. And we can apply the different filter for process here. So to get the exact part inside the 2D nesting. Further, in the new version of the 2D nesting, we have leftover sheet, which is called as remnants. We can actually save the leftover sheet in a DWG DXF format, and that can be used in different projects. As you can see, I'm in this particular project, I'm importing some already created leftover sheet or the remnants in this project. I can define some thickness criteria, so select the right leftover sheet. Also, I can define the different priority. Since I have designate or define the high priority, so nesting process will use them first and then it will go for the another standard series. Not just importing the DXF format or the leftover sheet, but you can also create in an existing project. As you can see that this green highlighted area is a leftover sheet of this particular project that can be exported in a DXF format so that we can use them in a further project. Drastically, we can reduce our wastage material. We can use them in a different projects, right? Really interesting feature that we have in a 2D nesting. Further, to reduce the downtime, we have this very cool feature, which is assembly list here. With the help of that, if you already load your assembly list, so whenever you go with the same assembly list, the solid 2D nesting pops up and give you the information. Hey, you already loaded this assembly list. Do you want to reload? You can save your downtime and you can access the assembly list very easily. So summarize, we have seen that with the new version of the 2D nesting, we have so many great enhancements, starting with that leftover sheet creation. With the help of that, we can actually create a leftover sheet in a DXF format, and that can be used in a different projects. We call as a remnants. Further, with this different enhancement, that makes the entire process much efficient and with the higher ROI. Again, that assembly list that really reduce your downtime. You can easily load up your assembly and you can define the further filter criteria and you can directly create your nesting process. With the new version of the 2D nesting, we have such a powerful enhancement that makes the entire process so much faster, and we can actually get the desired output, and we can actually go to the manufacturing process, and we can build the product, and we can easily get to the market. Yeah. Another great portfolio solution that we have that is a Solid Edge technical publication. A great unique solution with the help of that we can actually create a different interactive documentations that can be used in a different activities, like you can use in a within your organization for the downstream applications, or you can also use in a post-sales activities like in a marketing. With the help of the technical publication, we can actually create a product brochures, manual, catalogs, and so on. But this data is totally associated with your Solid Edge data, and it consists the 3D geometry. Let's have a look how it's actually. Here I have just created one example which has the HTML output so that I can easily open that HTML format inside the browser, and anyone can open this inside any browser. Here you can see that how these interactive documentations can be created with the help of the TechPub. You can see that here we have the different buttons and animations. In the newer version, we have a more greater capability over the configuration that we created inside the Solid Edge that can be directly imported inside the illustration, and we can use them in a different illustration as well. In a newer version, we have a great capability to create a detail view. This detail be very informative to see to enlarge the particular part of the assembly. We have the different shape and size of that detail view so that we can define them as per the requirement. Further, we have a new enhancement in a design or in a property table. We can actually save and load the property of the table, and that can be also shared with the other user so that we can maintain a proper consistency in our projects. In a new version of the technical publications, we can actually use the different metadata or some criteria to find the particular components in the assembly list. Here I am just finding a cup with some quantity information on some metadata information. I can easily find them. Not just even using the information, but you can also import the data from the external resources like a Excel file. I have some data, I have some metadata here that will be used in this cleaning procedure illustration. By defining a text box, I can use that information. Like in this example, I'm defining a suitable detergent. Since we have a wide range of the output formats, we can create a different outputs in terms of HTML, PDF, or you can also create a raster and the vector images. Really interesting output that can be shared with anybody or any users or within your organization. To summarize, as we have seen that in a newer version of the technical publications, we have so many announcements that makes the entire process much easier and faster. We have this zoom view. With the help of that, we can actually create a detailed view within the illustration. With the help of the metadata, we can create the particular template of our part list or the table list, and that can be shared with the users and that can be reused in the different projects so that we can maintain a proper consistency. We have this filter data, and we also have now greater compatibility with the configurations so that we can use inside the technical publication. Really interesting announcement that we have in a new version. Last but not the least, here we have this dynamic visualization, a very powerful tool which with the help of that we can actually visualize our data within the Solid Edge environment. It comes in a different category because it's come under the inbuilt data management capability. So let's have a look of that with this example. We also have so many enhancements in our team-centered data management system that will be also covered. I'll have some example to show you that as well. But here, with the help of the dynamic visualization, you can create a different reports in terms of tables as well as in a form of the graphical, so that the user can take a decision, a right decision very fast by ensuring that they have the right information at the right time. With the help of the dynamic visualization, you can actually define some criteria. With the help of that, we can actually identify the different components which may match those criteria. Here I'm defining one material criteria so that I can easily identify which component met those criteria. Once you have defined those criteria, you can actually run the process, and the dynamic visualization create a different rules for that. Temporary colors are applied to the graphical window so that we can easily identify which part meets those criteria. Further, we can export those in a report, or even we can also import the report inside the dynamic visualization. Just like in this example, I just wanted to see what are the components made by the different users. So with the different colors, I can easily identify them. Further, you can also apply the different modifications as well. For an example, in this particular example, I just wanted to see those components which are in work in progress. So I can easily see them, I can select them, and I can also apply different design modifications. Here I can see that in this control block, I wanted to just change alarm switch here. So here I can use the 3D Find It online catalogs to easily identify the different components, just like the alarm switch here. And I can place inside the Solid Edge CAD environment very easily. Since I already have a Teamcenter and integrations here, so Teamcenter gives me a pop-up that, hey, you already have this component in our database. Do you want to replace with that? So we can actually replace with the existing one rather creating a new component. With the Teamcenter, the new version of the Teamcenter, we have so many other enhancements. Like we have these enhancements with the help of we can apply the multiple project ID to the component. Coming back to the inbuilt data management capability, which is dynamic visualization. Here in this Fiamma coffee making machine, I'm just creating a one criteria, or you can say the one filter rule for the material actually, because I wanted to see that what are the components have the different materials. Once I have created those rules, I can easily identify them with the different colors. Here you can see that the red highlighted steel bars are in aluminum material, but I wanted to create as a stainless steel. Since I already have a revision of those parts, so I can directly import those parts inside the Solid Edge environment, and then you can also identify within the assembly part list or the assembly tree. Once you have done with your design data, you can reuse the dynamic visualization just to verify that whether we are good to go or not. Here we are good to go. Yeah. And the newer version of the Solid Edge 2022, we have this inbuilt property dialog box. With the help of that, we can easily define the different properties of the parameters, or as well as we can also identify which are the properties are actually editable. We can also create our custom properties and we can save within the Solid Edge design environment. Further, to that 3D find it, with the help of this replace with the selected component, I can easily find out the replace component or the alternative component inside the 3D find it very easily. Here I'm replacing that the rubber foot. So I just selected that component and then I go with the 3D find it. Further, you can also apply the further parameter if you require, and then you can place them inside the assembly. Within the new version of the Solid Edge 2022, we can now create a pack and go. We can use a pick and go within the Windows Explorer. Now you don't need to switch over to the Solid Edge or don't need to load those files inside the Solid Edge just to create a pack and go. We can use them within the Windows Explorer. A really exciting thing. So as we have seen that, as a part of the inbuilt data management capability, the dynamic visualization really helps you to make your collaboration process much efficient and much faster. With the dynamic visualization, we can actually create a different reports that can be shared with the different users, or also you can import those reports inside the Solid Edge. And with the help of that, user can always ensure that we have the right information at the right time, and so that he can take the right decision very faster, and you can release your components for the manufacturing process or the downstream operations. We have seen that we have so many announcements that we have covered in this session in a mechanical design and so on. And I would like to end off my particular portion here. Here we have this very interesting poll. So I would like to hand over to Lina ma'am. Please, Lina ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Neerav. So many new upgrades. So let's hear from you guys that what was your favorite enhancement in Solid Edge 2022? Out of the 6 options, please let us know which one was your favorite. I'm leaving the dash for 10 seconds. Let's have your opinions. That's nice. We are getting good response. Any more responses? All right, then Neerav, can we have the next slide, please? All right, then. To learn more about Solid Edge 2022, you can click on the link given in the chat box or just use a smartphone to capture the QR code. The picture is here in front of you guys. Paras, can you drop the link on the chat box?
Absolutely.
Thank you. You can even join the Solid Edge community. Once you are the member of the forum, you will have the access to the wealth of knowledge, be able to browse blog posting and hear about the latest news from Solid Edge. So join now to benefit from the experience of other users on this moderated forum. Another slide, please. Like we have already shown you some of the great capabilities within Solid Edge 2022. Now it is the time for you to take a hard look at Solid Edge 2022. Engineered to grow your business. Now we are jumping over to the Q&A section. So all the queries were answered. But I would like to pick up 2 questions. One is for you, Paras, that what all CAD formats are directly supported here?
Yeah, so I think we answered that. Currently, nx.prt files are supported through CAD Direct. And the version for NX, in case you want to know, it needs to be equivalent to the Solid Edge 2022 release. I think to begin with, it needs to be at least 1980 for NX. And then in future, I'm very sure we are having more, applications, more extensions that are going to be supported. I don't know, but then there is surely going to be more.
Thank you for answering, Paras. And if you guys have any questions, you can like raise your hands. We can unmute you so that you can ask your questions directly from the professionals itself. I'm taking over another question till then. That in hydrostatic pressure simulation, it gives us the minimum and maximum pressure applied by the fluid in the vessel. Can we know how much is the maximum pressure the vessel can withstand? So Jay, would you like to answer the simulation question?
Yes, sure, ma'am. So as I already answered, but I'll still explain. Basically, whatever the failure criteria that you are considering will depend on the yield stress and the tensile strength of the material. So depending on the material properties you are providing, the stress plots will give you an idea, and you can compare it with the material properties to see whether it is failing or it is sustaining with the given loading condition. So I hope that answers the question. And
so I think there is someone who wants to ask him a question, Mr. Mihir. I'll just allow you to unmute yourself if you want to, and then you can probably ask your question.
Yeah, how to install CamPro?
So we can help you for that separately, sir. You need to get in touch with your respective partner. In case you already have Solid Edge and you want to install Solid Edge CamPro because it's going to be free, we will help you do that. Surely you can reach out to your respective partner. There is going to be some days before it gets released, but once it does, your respective partner will help you do that.
Okay, so that version has not yet been released.
We are expecting it to be released in December, but it will be with us in just a few weeks. So
okay, thank you very much.
But we will help you with that. No problems. Yeah, you can reach out. You can reach out to your respective partner for help on doing that.
Okay,
right?
thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your question. Thanks. All right. So are there any other questions that we have left?
Yes, we have one more question in the chat box. Is it possible to simulate extrusion machine assembly in Solid Edge?
Okay, so that depends on how we would want to simulate, what kind of simulation are we talking about here? So we can connect with you separately, Mr. Sunil. Maybe you can, drop us or your respective partner an email and we can connect with you, because that needs to be understood first, and how you want to do that, what is your objective, and then, depending on the kind of simulation we want to do, we'll surely help you on how that can be achieved within Solid Edge. I'll also take a few other questions.
Yes, Paris. We have one more question. Only linear static analysis of hydrostatic simulation is available. What if I want to know continuous change in water level?
Sujay?
So yes, to answer that, it is only available for the linear static, because since we consider hydrostatic, meaning that the fluid is placed there. If we want to simulate for the continuous change in water level, I think this deals more with the CFD part of it, and flow EFD is the right solution to solve for such problems, where we can involve the fluid continuous change, and maybe with the help of mixture of two fluids, or let's say free form flow, we can deal with such kinds of problems. But to answer that, linear static hydrostatic pressure only deals under the linear static analysis.
Correct. And then we have, I think, two questions around the availability of some portfolio applications in Solid Edge. One is from Mr. Muzammil on Solid Edge 3D publishing, whether it is available or has to be purchased separately. So 3D publishing is an add-on solution which is available on top of Solid Edge. Depending on the kind of functionality again that you require in 3D publishing, we have two levels, and you can reach out to your respective partner to understand on what are the options that you have available, and how you can go ahead in that. Second, we have one question on 2D nesting as well, on whether it is enabled in Solid Edge Classic. So, I really would have wanted to say yes, but then, it's not available. 2D nesting, Solid Edge 3D publishing, there are certain products which are add-on applications, and they are not available with our fundamental Solid Edge CAD offerings, which is Classic, for example. So 2D nesting has to be taken as a separate add-on. It has to be purchased as an add-on. Siemens want to really keep this whole portfolio flexible and scalable. So which is why we have options on what's required and what's not. I hope that clarifies. All right. Do we have any other questions, Tina?
Yeah, we have few more questions. What do you mean by 2.5 axis? Kindly name them.
Okay, so thanks for reading that out, Tina. Mr. Karthik, basically 2.5 axis means that you are only creating programs which will allow your machine to run in 2 axes at a time. That's how we call it in our terminology. So it would be mainly in XY plane, and then finally you are going into Z direction. So when we look at it in standard terms, we are talking about facing programs, wall machinings, which are pretty much applicable on flat faces and for vertical walls. You can also do drilling, tapping, hole milling, etc. And all the kind of operations which are valid in a single plane. You can still go in depth, but it has to be in a single plane. So there are certain strategies which are there, and that's what's going to be available with our Solid Edge CAMPRO 2.5 axis milling function. And that's a very good question, which I'm very sure will help each and everyone who's here. Thanks for the question, Mr. Karthik. I hope that helped you clarify this.
Thank you for answering, Paras. We have another question. Any service from Siemens can be linked configurated model directly to customer site. Autodesk provides such solutions through Configurator 360 server.
So I would like to understand. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Paras. As of today, the information that we have is we are going to have 3 different modules. One is the basic module that you just saw, which is going to be available with the CAD, and then an intermediate and an advanced module. We still don't know if this capability is going to be included or not, but looking forward, the advanced module will be more of configure, price and quote sort of a module where you can go live with your products. So I'll definitely get back to you when we have more information on this.
Thank you for answering, Rahul. So another question we have, is there possible to replace existing library to custom library, especially in piping?
Okay, I'm just trying to read that again. Just give me a second. Yes, so as far as replacing the existing library parts to custom library is concerned, even for piping, yes, we have flexibility of doing that. It's all managed through Solid Edge Parts Library Administrator, and you can completely add your own parts, replace them with the standard parts, or even add on top of it. So that works as well. You can completely do that. That's possible. I think Mr. Mihir has another question. So Mr. Mihir, if you have not dropped any question in the chat, maybe I'll allow you to unmute. You can unmute yourself, sir, in case you have any other questions. Mr. Mihir, you can unmute yourself in case you have any questions.
No, I don't have any question. My hand just got touched automatically.
No problem. No problem. We completely understand. That's fine. Thank you.
So we have one last question. In enhancements of beam simulation, we got new features like auto and manual rigid link. What is the material of those rigid links?
So to answer that, ma'am, as the name suggests, those are rigid links. So material is actually immaterial in that case. But yes, the reason being that the rigid links allows us to connect the 2 beams more realistically. That's the reason that this enhancement has been introduced into the 2022 version. And I hope that answers your questions as well.
Thank you, Sujay. Any more questions are we getting? All right. So at the end, I would really wanted to thank each one of you for your valuable time. And still, if you have any questions, you can please get in touch with the ones who have invited you to the webinar. Really, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for your time and patience for listening us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.